Hi, I'm Emily with theScore eSports, and I'm here with Revolta from INTZ, who just defeated China's #1 seed Edward Gaming in their first ever match at the 2016 World Championship. So,
hello guys, I'm Revolta.
So how did it feel, first of all, to just win your first game against a top seed in the world, one of the best teams in the world?
Coming into this tournament, we wanted to play against EDG the most because EDG is one of the teams that we look to be as good as. So playing the first game against them feels scary, but we had a talk before the game and we said, let's just play like us, and if we win, we won. If we lost, we learned. And we had no pressure, so everybody felt really well coming into the match.
One of the things that you guys said during the wildcard tournament is that you were kind of having issues getting your early start, and you said you weren't playing like yourselves. I guess, how did you overcome that, and then how did you bring that kind of atmosphere to this tournament, especially under so much pressure in your first game?
We had a lot of time to work on. We were kind of burned out in the IWCK tournament because we haven't taken any breaks since like January. So we had some free time at our homes, and we traveled. So when we came back to practice, we were a lot better, and we could see it. So it was easier to fix our problems that we saw that we had in WCK. And coming into this tournament, we were like, everybody's boot camping in Korea, we're here in Brazil, so how is it really gonna be? We don't know, so let's just play our game and see what happens.
One of the things you told me last year, and then obviously that changed going into this year, was that you admired Kakao, and then that kind of transitioned into Clearlove. So first of all, what is it about Clearlove that you love so much, and then what was it like to face him today?
So Kakao is not playing in China anymore, so I can't really watch him, and Clearlove is one of the best junglers I have ever seen playing, and even though I was watching Kakao the most, I still watched some games from Clearlove, and I thought like, oh, this guy is completely amazing. And I think he pushes the pressure to his lanes, which is a style that I don't like very much, but I think it's really interesting, and I learned a lot from watching him. So when I feel like I learn a lot from a person, like I learned from Yankos, I just think that person is super good, and he has his own style. Like, he beats basically everyone in China. He even got like some good games against MLXG, which is an extremely aggressive jungler. So yeah, I just love how he plays and how he approaches the game.
I also noticed that, so obviously there were a lot of jungle bans, which led to you locking in Lee Sin. It's kind of one of these, if in case the viewers don't know, it's kind of one of your old like champions that you're famous for. So I guess also, what was it like to play against Clearlove and then against on your best champion and kind of get some of those kicks off against him?
So to be honest, when we were about to lock in Lee Sin, I said, I think Evelyn's better. Like, we have played many games as Evelyn, and we haven't played Lee Sin since, I don't know, the start of the year or like last year. Like, we haven't practiced once Lee Sin, and I was like super nervous. But when I looked at the draft, and I thought like Evelyn was okay, she wasn't super good, but Lee Sin was actually like super good there. You know, I was like, oh my god, Alex, what do I do? And he said, I trust you. And then at that moment I said, lock and listen, or I will regret my decision. So yeah, I wasn't so confident, but once I started, the game started, I felt like I was inside the game. Like, I really feel super comfortable on the champion, even though I haven't played him since ever, like since last year basically. And playing it against Clearlove made me super comfortable in the matchup, so I think it was the perfect pick.
So a lot of your kind of focus today obviously went to Yang in the top lane from both you and Talkers. Can you describe to me why you think that was the best way to attack EDG when you were looking at this team?
Well, when you watch EDG, and even when you watch us, you think like, oh, those two teams depends on their bot lane. And when INTZ's bot lane plays badly, they lose. That's what like everybody will think when they look at us. But one of our strengths is that actually we can play around all the 3 lanes. But we haven't shown it yet because the tournaments we played had not so great bot lanes, so we could abuse it. And when they picked Irelia, I said I'm gonna spend the whole game topside, and you guys try not to die. I think Clearlove is gonna camp top because like when you play Graves with Thunder Lords, the easiest lane to gank is top. So when I saw the Thunder Lords, I said he's probably going top, and like a level 4 we found ourselves in a 2v2 and we knew he was there. So I don't know, like I think going top was right since they locked in Irelia, and when Irelia falls behind, she's really hard to come back into the game. However, Pawn was a beast that game, and he made some work there.
Finally, one thing that's kind of been a huge issue for INTZ from what I've seen is you get off to these really early leads and then you kind of have problems closing, especially around Baron and then sieging the base. So I guess how did you maintain your composure, especially when you realize, you know, obviously the pressure kind of mounts as the game goes on. You're ahead of one of the top teams in China and you have to close out the game.
So we know that we are not the best team mid-game and we're not the best team closing out the game. But, you know, if you give us a lead, we know what to do with a lead. Like, that's simple for us because one of the things we study the most is early game and how to translate what you got in early game to early mid-game and then go into mid and late game. We have struggled to play mid and late game in wildcard, but actually on CBLOL we were the lowest average per game. So I think we're not that bad, but against EDG we have a lot of problems because we were hitting, like we got hit by every single skill shot that Azrael was throwing. So like when you don't dodge skill shot, you're not gonna siege against an Azrael. So that was a problem, but we knew that if we didn't overextend and if we fought properly and we split up the map with Gnar, we would win. So we just needed to be patient.
Thank you so much for your time and congratulations on the win.